Hello, Amber.
Hi, Mark.
What are we doing here?
Well, so we're here at Memphis's oldest cafe, and we've got Wyly Bigger, our special guest for our first little podcast. And I'm hoping to learn a lot more about Wyly. I feel like we both kind of know Wyly, but there are things we still don't know, and hopefully our viewers would like to know some stuff as well.
It's actually our second podcast, but
Well, I meant first couple of podcasts. We're still figuring it out. Brad's doing an amazing job filming this.
Right,
and
right.
It's awesome that they're letting us use this space. It's such a cool space.
you
So,
back in this corner by the piano.
yeah.
I've never been back here before. So, Wiley, your journey starts just across the river and a ways down the road in Marion, Arkansas, right? A piano at 4 years old. Is that correct?
That is right. Christmas one year, I was 4 years old. My parents gave me a toy piano, and I just started on my own picking out songs, just little nursery rhyme songs and whatnot. And they saw me doing that and decided maybe we should put them in lessons. So at 4, I started taking lessons and really took to it. And the rest is history, I suppose.
Because they're not a musical. They don't.
No,
They can't carry a tune at all.
neither of my parents are very
You
musical.
better not be watching this.
But-
So was it Mary Had a Little Lamb? I gotta ask.
Twinkle Little Star.
Oh.
The first one. Close enough.
Old green sleeves is what you learn on guitar, I think. But yeah, and the cool thing is, Amber's from West Memphis,
Yeah.
Marion, and we have
We were rivals.
a lot
Oh,
of
yep.
lot of talent just across the river.
I think it's due to the river.
Yeah,
Truly, I don't know how you feel
It's
about
gotta
it.
be, yeah.
it's an artificial boundary for people like us. That river, but that river flows with so much soul and so much.
Well, you know what's funny? I had a customer the other day explain to me that back in Indian folklore, there had a lot to do with music from the river, kind of thing. And he was saying that there's something to do with water. And if you notice, a lot of music cities are on water-based places. And I don't know. I know that's kind of
I believe it.
spherical and random, but
I mean, there's always been something.
when he said that, I was like, oh, okay. Like our Native American ancestors did know a lot about this land, and if they
always-
felt something.
Always been something spiritual about the Mississippi. Absolutely.
Well, and all that blues and all that stuff came up out of the Delta. And that's my next question. 13 years old at Pine Top Perkins Foundation show, right?
That's right.
I was reading the Reflector, their interview of you. And so tell me about that experience. All of a sudden you're a little bit older. You know what you're doing by now. And you're in
Is that the
really
first show?
first, you tell us.
Well, so that was my first experience with the blues. I was 13. I was still at that age that I was kind of looking for like a summer camp kind of thing to do. And this was the first year that they had had this workshop in Clarksdale, and we happened to come across it online and signed up for it. At the time, it was just piano. Since then, they've added guitar workshops and harmonica and things like that. But I got to go and I learned from several great blues musicians, including Pine Top Perkins himself, who was still alive for the first year. He died the next year. But that was I'd listened to the blues before, but I'd never really ventured much into playing it. So I wanted to go in and kind of learn something new. And that really made me fall in love with the blues and just kind of the branches of it, whether branching into rock and roll and a little bit of jazz too. It was invigorating for me. So
I know this is a little impromptu, and I don't mean to put you on the spot like this, but what would be a blues thing on piano that is significantly blues? Can you play something, or?
yeah, everything with that.
I guess I don't traditionally think of a piano when I think of blues, so.
Anything with that kind of seventh note there, like the blues scale, and just any kind of variation of that.
Kind of sounds like you're going down the river right there.
Absolutely.
Okay, it does. It has I don't know what to call it, but a treble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, sorry, I didn't.
No, I like that. That's
I know that was a random question, but I just needed to know because I don't think of a piano when I think of the blues.
well, a lot of what we're trying to do here is not only just get your story and entertain people. We're trying to be educational as well, and that's a little educational as to what you do.
And I need all the education I can get.
Yes, you probably do. All you need is spell check, and you're going to be fine.
There you go. I got a cell phone for that.
grad school in Starkville, how has music fit in? It's obviously fit in. You've found a niche down there, and not only when you went to school, but when you're in grad school especially.
So in my undergrad, I definitely built a connection with a lot of the community there, and so I was gone for a year before I decided to come back for school. And when I came back, I was welcomed back in immediately. I still had all these connections with the bars and restaurants and everything there, and so I've made a point to make time for music, because amongst all the schoolwork, you got to have some sort of release, and music has always been that kind of release for me.
Yep.
And so I've been able, as things have started slowly opening back up, I've been able to get a lot more gigs around Starkville, and through my connections in Starkville, have been able to find some gigs in the surrounding area, which has been great as well.
Your music lends itself very much to the Memphis sound, and your EP, we'll get to that in a second, is a jazz blues combination, which is exactly what you do. You know, there's some Carl Perkins in there, and there's all kinds of that, but I'm going to go to Memphis Nights, song you wrote, and there's all kinds of Memphis influence in there, regional influence, and that's another thing that article mentions, is all the regional influences. We've touched on that, but tell us what Memphis means to what your music is.
Memphis has been the cornerstone of my music. I grew up, my parents played just a lot of Memphis music for me, specifically all the stuff that came out of Sun Records.
Right.
That's been super influential to me, whether it's the kind of early blues things that came out to the development of the rockabilly sound and everything. That's been huge in my influence. And so I wrote Memphis Nights after having spent a week out in California, and I had a great time while I was out there, but the whole time I was thinking, man, it'd kind of be nice to be in Memphis right now. I just love hanging out down, especially on South Main or around Beale Street, just under the glow of the neon lights, hearing the blues playing. And that's kind of the sound I wanted to capture with Memphis Nights. I wanted to have that sound that feels like you're walking down Beale Street and you can hear the piano and the bending of the guitar strings kind of echoing around the buildings.
Right, and the people screaming, and so how does that work into the sound that you put together for your new EP? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so
And your first EP.
my debut EP, yeah, self-titled debut EP, 5 songs, all original songs, and I've taken just a style, kind of a mix of Memphis, along with, I take a lot of influence from some New Orleans piano players as well, kind of that jazz funk from New Orleans there, and tried to blend the two together with my own little spin on it. And so, yeah, that's what kind of played out.
Have you ever played down in New Orleans at all, or?
I've had one show in New Orleans right
We
before.
gotta get you in New Orleans.
Right before COVID hit, I had a show in New Orleans and had booked 2 more, I think, and before everything hit and shut down. So I had gotten my foot in the door, and then COVID slammed the door on my foot. So.
But it is interesting, and we're going to ask you here in a second your advice to younger songwriters. But it's interesting that you said you went to California and then all of a sudden you had this yearning for Memphis music and the sounds of Memphis and stuff. And I feel like sometimes as an artist, it is a journey, and you do have to go out, and then all of a sudden, once you take yourself out of your element, you realize what it is about your element that you do enjoy. Or maybe sometimes you like the new place, there was nothing.
Even if it was a brief moment in time, it still had that impact.
I find that interesting.
Absolutely, yeah. The more places I visit, the more I realize how much I love Memphis and the music here and the opportunities for musicians. New Orleans is a close second. I really do love New Orleans. But
I love
else,
that train.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chicago would be a good town for you to play as well.
Oh.
It would. I would like to get up there.
One day we'll take that train up to Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to
All
ride.
Amber mentioned, what would you tell kids, somebody that really they think they want to play music? I played football and I did other things. I always loved music. Never really played a little guitar and drums, but I never decided to make it a career or even think of it. What do you tell? What's
You're
your
lucky.
Yeah, what's your advice? Yeah.
if you've got the passion for it, don't quit. Just keep at it, because you're going to have a lot of people tell you you should do something different. You need something more practical, or you need a real job. But
Grad school.
in grad school.
Well, I was gonna say now you're in
Now,
grad school.
To be
don't-
very fair, it's not bad to have a backup.
Right.
It is
Right.
it is probably wise to have a backup, but don't let anybody tell you like this isn't what you need to do. If you've got the drive for it and you've got this sound, just keep going and work hard at it. Networking
Right,
is big,
right.
but just keep at it and things will fall in place.
I think it was Jimmy Buffett. He said he'd trade everything to play guitar in a bar, and then he also said first time he got paid for a gig, he made him cut to a record company paid him his royalties the first time, made him give him 2 checks, one to pay the rent and the other one to buy a boat, so if it all fell apart, he could sail away.
I love that.
Yeah. In your case, over here down by the river.
Yeah. Just don't get swallowed.
Yeah.
So social media, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to tell us a little bit about that. How are we gonna find you if somebody out there watching is like, they hear this song and they're like, Wyly Bigger's my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Wyly Bigger Music, Instagram at Wyly Bigger, and my new website is wylybigger.com. You can find information about shows. You can get a copy of my CD, or just learn a little bit more about me and listen to some music.
Cool.
Awesome.
Music. You gonna play some music?
I think I'll play a couple
Play us
tunes for
something.
y'all, if that's all right.
Yeah, I think we have learned a little bit about you, and I think people will enjoy this from the arcade, and Memphis' oldest.
Yeah, and this is house pianos, so
It is.
he didn't know he was gonna be doing this.
We'll find out.
I
How,
love that more.
We have no idea how old it is, but it ain't new.
It is
Ain't
not
new.
new.
See if you can dredge up some past magic in that thing.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
All right.
Good to talk to you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
and
Hey, thank
look
y'all for
forward-
having me.
You got it.
I am just walking down these city streets, kicking rocks and shuffling my feet. I've got no troubles on my mind. All my worries I've left behind. I haven't thought of that girl in so long. All my feelings faded and gone. Here she comes, there she goes. She looks at me and my heart knows that it's over. I'm back in love again. Well, I've been through this before. Just when I think I don't want her no more. Here she comes, there she goes. Her pretty face makes my heart glow, and it's over. I'm back in love again. Well, I've tried and I've tried, Lord knows I've tried to keep that pretty girl off my mind. But every time I see her smile, man, oh man, it drives me wild. Oh. Well, up until now I've been alright it seems, but now I know I see her in my dreams. I'm so lovesick, boys, I'm not well. The little girl's got me under her spell. Oh, but I'll just go on my merry way, living my life from day to day. Here she comes down the line. I'm wishing I could make her mine, and it's over. I'm back in love again. Here she comes, there she goes. She looks at me and my heart, it knows that it's over. I'm back in love again.
I do another? Let's do it.
I wanna be down in New Orleans. I wanna drop my feet down on Frenchman Street. I wanna shake some hands and hear a Cajun band and swing my Louisiana baby round the floor with me. I wanna head on down and let the good times roll. I wanna raise a glass to hard times no more. Go out and have some fun, and when the party's done, I'll take my Crescent City lady on a midnight stroll. I can see that southern moonlight bouncing off the Mississippi, the mighty stream. Same way that I see her face, I see her face every time I dream. I gotta go, yes I wanna go to a place where I know I'll find no sorrow. I wanna move to where I'm in the groove with my Louisiana baby down in, oh let's go. Don't you know that I can see that old southern moonlight bouncing off the Mississippi, the mighty stream? Same way that I see her face, you know I see her face every time I dream. I gotta leave, yes I've gotta leave. I miss her bad, yes I know what it means. I'll bid you fair adieu, I'm heading down the bayou to my Louisiana baby down in New Orleans. I'll bid you fair